Hello Seekers, welcome to Punneit Astrology, your one-stop astro channel. On 5th of June 2020, there will be a partial lunar eclipse, an eclipse known as penumbral lunar eclipse. What happens in the penumbral lunar eclipse is that moon enters the earth's shadow. There are two parts of the shadow. One is umbra, which is the direct eclipse, and one is penumbra, in which there will be a haze of darkness, but not complete darkness. You can see this from the horoscope because on 5th of June, moon is neither in conjunction with Ketu nor in conjunction with Rahu, which are defined as umbra. But the houses behind and ahead of Rahu and Ketu are the penumbral houses. This time, when the partial lunar eclipse is happening, moon is in the sign of Scorpio, so moon will be debilitated. So there will be Martian energy on this moon, number one, the energy of the 8th house, and also moon will see Ketu second from itself. Second house from moon is very important. Although moon is on one hand debilitated, on the other hand, second from moon is Rahu. Sun is right now in Taurus along with retrograde Venus there. Now when moon comes directly opposite to sun, the strawberry moon lunar eclipse phenomena happens in the sky. A lot of you will think that this is just a regular phenomena. It's not going to be of much effect. In a way, yes. In a way, no. Any event that happens on a celestial scale is seen in the mathematical model of astrology. When an event is seen through the eyes of Jyotish, you find out the relevance through nakshatras, through Rashi, through aspects and presence of all other planets in a cumulative sense. Now, something has to be seen beyond this lunar eclipse. On 5th of June, if there is a lunar eclipse, on 21st of June, it's a total solar eclipse. The events that will happen on 21st of June, a lot of things are hidden inside the information that the Jyotish shares about these two eclipses, which are 16 days apart. On one hand, if you see, these two eclipses are one paksh apart. You know paksh, solar Krishna paksh and the Shukla paksh. That means the fortnight, one full moon cycle. This is something which you have to be careful about. One thing you have to observe. Tomorrow, on 5th of June, it's Purnima. It's a full moon day. And you get a lunar eclipse. Just the night before the solar eclipse, it's Amavasya. That means the effect of Amavasya is seen through the solar eclipse, and it's one paksh apart. So there are two prominent moon days. One is a full moon day and one is a new moon day. On a full moon day, you have a complete brightness of the moon, and on a new moon day, you don't see moon at all. It is covered by the earth's shadow. On a full moon day, you have a Ketu's influence on this moon, highly occult. On a full moon, on a new moon day, that means on a total eclipse, total solar eclipse, you see Amavasya. That means there is darkness, and the morning that you wake up, you see a solar eclipse, which is of a certain importance because of the planets that are placed on 21st of June. Lunar eclipse will happen in Scorpio. Moon is not that strong. Moon is completely digging down into the 8th house, which is completely rattled. When moon will enter the eclipse phase on Scorpio zodiac, the moon is going to get a lot of disturbance here. The wave, the sinusoidal nature of the moon is going to get disturbed, because not only the debilitation is there, but also the impact of Ketu, the impact of Rahu, ecliptic impact, these things happen. On the other hand, on the solar eclipse day, the Sun, Moon, Rahu and Mercury are together. Obviously, the eclipse will happen because of Rahu, but if you see closely, Moon and Sun are very close on that day. That is why it is Amavasya, full new moon day. Moon will just cross, next day comes, the solar eclipse happens. So if Sun is the soul, Moon is the mind, and Mercury is the brain, you can say Mercury is the body, all mind, body and soul are in trap of Rahu. In this 14-day period, you have to very closely observe your thought process. Do not ignore any kind of thoughts that comes in your mind, any kind of emotion. Don't let your emotion evolve in a way that results into vengeance, that results into violence, that results into cruelty, that results into some sort of psycho disorder or psychopathic influence. You don't need to worry. It's not like everybody is going to be impacted by this. The fact is that the moon in itself, the planet itself, irrespective of whatsoever chart you have, the moon is coming under the impact of occult forces. This also means that a lot of you will have supernatural experiences. A lot of you who are meditating will see energies fluctuating. A lot of you will feel suddenly tensed. There will be sudden mood fluctuations around the world, and you will also see that the behavior of the people change during this 15-day period. What do you have to do? You have to meditate. You have to maintain the sanity of the mind, and you have to take control of your thoughts, because obviously this is not going to come and you will become a zombie or something. But what will happen, that these eclipses do not act in a physical way. They manifest themselves through your own mind. When they manifest through your own mind, it's a thought that gets planted in your head, and you change the entire perspective. They change the perspective towards life. They change the dimension in which you operate, and they will put you into a situation where you will have to take some tough decisions, and those tough decisions will decide your future. Now, moon is definitely weak here. Moon is definitely not that strong. Moon is definitely trying its best to survive in this environment, and Rahu and these energies actually are tearing moon apart, making it more occult. So what will moon do? Moon will try to take refuge and take help from Mars, and will try to take help from the occult forces. Occult forces means you need to meditate more. A lot of you will have dreams. Messages will be passed through dreams. You will see numbers. This is for those people who are sensitive to these kind of energies. A lot of you who are not sensitive will not even feel anything, except some frustration, irritation, anxiety, mood fluctuations. Those things will be very common in this 15-day period. This 15-day period will also result into a lot of, you can say, agitation in yourself. And so you need to keep your anger in check. It's very important. You need to keep your anger in check. You need to keep your emotions in check. Thorough checking of your emotions has to be done. I repeat this. Thorough checking of emotions has to be done, because when you convey those emotions, you are actually making it physical. When it is eclipse, when mind is impacted, it is still inside your mind. You can have a control on this. The moment you convert it into karma, then it's never going back. Because once the karma has been executed, the result of the karma will follow. So you need to ensure that your karma is all right. You need to ensure that your decisions that you will make in these 15 days, that kind of emotions and the kind of feelings that will come, and what you are going to make out of these feelings is totally in your hands. Now, this eclipse is very strong. I usually don't make videos on eclipse. I've made only 1 or 2 videos on eclipse because eclipse is a very natural phenomenon. It happens every time. Not all eclipses are of some great importance. The eclipse of December was of one of the great importance, and this eclipse is far more important. Now let us come to the solar eclipse part. Now when the moon has traveled one entire paksha, and remember this is the waning moon time, that means on the Purnima the lunar eclipse happens and then the moon starts declining in strength. It reaches Amavasya, the new moon day, the mind is absent and suddenly a solar eclipse happens. Rahu is highly dominating this nature, and this eclipse is going to be somewhat very occult, because this Rahu is not, I would say, it's not like the alien invasion will happen or something, but you need to keep your system under control. This eclipse will be exactly reverse of what has happened in the sign of Sagittarius. How? When the eclipse of December happened, it was all in Sagittarius. Now it is going to happen in the sign of Gemini. When the Gemini sign gets impacted, for some it will be a highly sensitive experience, and for some it will be the end of what started in the month of December. That means this eclipse is going to stop the cycle that started last year. This eclipse is going to take things, and for some it will be like it will knock the path off, the entire future line is going to change, and for some whatever they started in December, the entire cycle stops and this cycle refreshes, or Rahu initiates new karma. So it gives you an entirely new dimension, a new future that you have never thought of. That means a lot of new surprises will come up, and obviously it's a thought and you will yourself take some decisions, a dramatic and drastic decisions towards life, a tough measure you will take for yourself. But on a global scale what we can see is a lot of fight for survival. This eclipse is going to impact your soul. So in this case what you have to do is that you need to choose the side of light. You need to choose the side of God, the divine. For this you don't need to be a believer or someone who prays to God. All you need to do is you need to believe in yourself. You need to seek the light, and you need to be very cautious about the information that you process, because Mercury is information and Sun is absent, Moon is also absent. The problem with this total eclipse is light is absent. So who is relaying the information on you? It's Mercury and Rahu. Now there are two sides to this. On one side, the information can be from the dark realm. The information can be a calling from the negative forces, so that it becomes very attractive and you are falling into the prey of those information, the calling from inside, and you will see all those voices in different forms that will lure you, that will make you believe in their facts and figures, and you will lead yourself directly into that dimension. If you go there, it will be like you have selected or you chose that path, and then you will have to continue with that, live with that, and the consequences will follow. But on the other hand, if you see, the cosmic energies are also dark. Dark does not always mean that it is going to be negative. When you close your eyes, when you stop your eyes from getting the data, the optical data, that is the time when you go inside, and that is the time when you see the divine light. The third eye is opening, the third eye is giving you a lot of energy. A lot of you will feel the spiritual surge inside you. People who are bound to get ascension energies will see a lot of ascension features happening in their body, in their life. I know you may be confused. For the next 15-20 days, you need to meditate and absorb this energy. When you are getting a message, you need to analyze whether this message is from the Rahu of the dark or the Rahu of the mystic. These two factors has to be analyzed thoroughly. Because when you close your eyes, you go inside, and that may be the message from the universe. How will you define whether the message is from the universe or the message is from the negative forces? Whatever the message you get, maybe it is in the meditation, maybe it is in a dream, maybe somebody suddenly tells you something while communication, you hear something that strikes you, or maybe something that you see happening throughout the world, you need to be checking one simple fact. If the message emotionally overwhelms you, if the message distracts you, if the message is playing on with your selection of choice, if the message is playing with the mind and you are kind of upset or you are kind of emotionally charged with that, that means that message is from a negative side. Or you can say that message can be a test whether you go to the negative side or not. Now, negative is a relative term, but here what I say is something that may be bad for you. Now, for example, suppose you are lying in the bed, you wake up, you had a fight with your partner 3 days back, and suddenly now you remember every single negative event that has happened between both of you since, say, day one. And now those events are now bothering you. Now those feelings are now bothering you. Or you're remembering your past experience that had maybe a job loss or something. Or maybe some event that has happened in the society is now bothering you. Or suddenly you're feeling that you are made for something huge, you are made for something big, and you need to play a very important role. So either of the emotion, which is very positive emotion, sudden enthusiasm, sudden energy burst, or suddenly negative, depressing, sad emotions. If anything is playing with these emotions, that means you need to sit back, relax, analyze, and try to balance this out through again repeating the meditation and understanding the underlying message behind this. On the other hand, if you are ascending, if you are actually truly meditating on a spiritual realm, secrets will come. The message will come just as information. It will have zero impact on your mind, because in reality, moon and sun are completely out. So when the light is out, the message is audio. The message will be in a different, you can say, different wavelength. So that message cannot be perceived through senses. That message will be perceived through deep meditation, going into complete, trance state of mind. And for that, you need to at least spend an hour meditating and maintain that meditative state. And with meditation, I don't mean, you are doing a samadhi or something. It's like maintaining a certain posture, maintaining a certain regulation, rhythm inside your body. Now, if you are already depressed, if you're already sad, if you're already feeling distressed, and suddenly this lunar eclipse knocks you off, now you're scared about the total eclipse. Maybe it's the 30th of June and you are still bothered about the events that is happening in your life. Obviously, you can have your horoscope checked by any learned astrologer, but if you are unable to have that resource, at least what you can do is maintain the rhythm of your breath. Maybe for 15-20 minutes, try to do pranayam, because when the breathing, something has to be in sync with the lunar cycle. That means you need to start breathing positively. The good thing is that the moment the solar eclipse ends, the entire duration is again picking up the pace, the moon is again picking up the pace, and moon is going into the positive Shukla Paksh, which is the waxing moon phase. So something that is coming as a very positive affirmation. That means the future is good, but this event will trigger something in each one of our life, one way or the other. Few will be living their life just like that and will not feel anything, will not observe anything. But to those people, to all of you who will think that it is not going to impact you and you will just carry on with your natural life, yes, you may. But actually these, as I said, eclipse never works in reality. Eclipse plays with this. So maybe something will happen you will ignore, but later on that particular event which happened in this 15-day period is going to make you take a certain decision, and that may change the future. So you have no idea how it will cascade, how it will turn out to be. So you need to be very cautious and very safe. That does not mean you are panicking. There is no need to panic because your mind is in your control. Without you approving of any action, your mind will not be able to convert that into karma. If it is not converted into karma, it never really happened. So if you are having any kind of idea, emotion, write it down, make a video, save it on your phone, save it on your desktop. Just let it out, just throw it out. And a lot of cleansing has to be done. Diet control has to be done in this case. You need to just pacify and enjoy life. Learn more about life, and the best way is, I will suggest the best way to do this is read some scriptures of any religion, but some scripture, especially Bhagavad Gita if you can, and that will definitely help you. And if still your mind is troubled and you can't talk to an astrologer, at least chant Hare Rama Hare Krishna mantra, or simply remember Krishna. Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Going to Vishnu's abode is going to give this moon some peace, some calmness. Or you may also have an internal calling. Suddenly you will feel this desire to pray to a certain god. You can do that too. Because if the desire is in your heart to, suppose, pray to Shiva, that will obviously not be negative. You just pray. That means universe is asking you to be available of some higher purpose, of higher good. But you should not decide for yourself. This is the time when you go inside. The light outside is closed. When the light is closed, it is the time to meditate. If you meditate, you will get all the secrets that I am already talking to you from last several videos. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching this edition of Punneit's Astrology. Do not forget to hit like, subscribe and share, and hit the bell icon so that you never miss another update. Thank you.